Welcome, ladies and gents, boys and girls, to the final part and the review of the Callisto Protocol. Lots of gripes, but on the whole, a good experience. But I will save my full thoughts for the review at the end of the video, post-credits. Without further ado, let's crack on. I've got my tea. I've had a break from the last one because goddamn that boss fight. And I am standing by that being an absolute piece of shit of a boss fight. Yes, sir. Yes, sirree. But anyway, let's finish this beast. Let's finish it up, get the game done. Then we'll talk pros and cons. Thank you for joining me. If you are brand new, don't forget to ka-ching on the video. Subscribe as well if you're brand new. And if you want to see more content like this, game playthroughs, game previews, unboxing videos, reaction videos, live streams, all that jazz, feel free to hit the bell icon as well and you'll be notified as and when that happens. And oh look, we're in a mental hospital. Yes. I didn't come this far for nothing. And I thought I was going to die. And we're likely going to die. Jesus. This game, honestly. We are already on death's door. Brilliant. Why wouldn't we be? Why wouldn't we be? That was totally uncalled for. I'm really sorry. Some more coming. Knew it. Fucker. What? Dude. Oh. I'm not having this. He's having it though. Shit. Hell. They really didn't want us to get out of here, do they? Welcome to the Callisto Protocol, where nothing but fun awaits. 4 bullets left, supposedly. I think so. Just need to make sure. Really sorry about that. That'll do. That will do. Nothing. must have already milked these ones. Whichever way you call it. Whatever it's called. You're going down the stairs. We gotta save. We gotta save. We've only got 6 bullets. We have to be pretty careful. Oh my god. You are having a laugh. Fuck's sake. Let's go back to the shotgun. Just in case anything decides. Like this thing, look at it. Can't tell me that's not gonna pop up. Yeah, fucker. Whoa! Come on. Anybody else? Anybody else want a slice? Slice of the pie. Hello, sir. That'll do. That will do. Chip. Flipping heck. Not messing, are they? Throwing all sorts of ass. Can't remember which ones I've stamped, which ones I haven't. Yes. He is creepy in parts, I have to give it to him. You fucker. I thought it was one of those pods that we could get the jump on him. I got the key. I got secret. Any pods moving? Hello? I'm dead. Yep, yep. That's the one thing I do hate about this game. One little mistake. One little mistake and you are toast. Toast. Dead as a fucking dormouse. That's how you want to play it, dickheads. course it needs a fuse. Fusely and muesli. Are we ready? Catless bastard. Just to make sure. Didn't like the sound of that. You feel it jumping up? Yeah, I thought you did. Twat. Oh no, not today. You are not a twat today. Hang on a minute. Yeah, the vent. I love that slug gun though. I think it's my ultimate fave. Come on, last little stretch. You must go faster. Are you taking a piss? Are you taking a piss? How about you leave your little lab, get yourself a little shotgun, and you kill the beasts. Fuck you. Gate fuse, thank God. Yeah, why don't you just have a little chill on that? Dick face. I know you're running out of time, but I've got all the time in the world because I'm being stalked. Do you know what I mean? None of you fuckers have to worry about that. I know I'm nearly there. I hate the noises. The squelching shit. Nice, had nothing in it. Guess what I'm gonna use?
The choice is yours.
Your choice is yours. I'm gonna buy, guess what? Catch me in the corner skunking. Catch me in the corner skunking. Catch me in the corner skunking. While we're skunking, I'm gonna have a little sip of my tea.
UJC printing, the highest quality.
It's not a bad game. I like it overall. I think if you're into sci-fi, if you like Alien, you like Dead Space, I think you'll enjoy it. I don't know, I haven't played the other Dead Space games. I don't think it's going to be as good as the original Dead Space. I've seen a lot of gameplay on it, and I don't think it's as good. There's some genuine jump scares in there, but the combat needs tweaking, the gun switching needs tweaking. I hate the dodge mechanic. and sometimes it can feel a little bit repetitive. That's my gripes.
Excellent choice.
Also, that Captain Ferris fight in the last part can do one. Stupidest mechanic ever.
Print finished.
Absolute dog shit. Whoever came up with that idea needs shooting.
Please operate responsibly.
Let's get a couple more of these.
United Day.
So I've got a feeling we're about to go into something a little bit tasty.
For use of this print. Cycle complete. Excellent choice. Print finished.
Two more skunk ammo.
Happy United Day.
Love myself some skunk.
Stand by. Cycle
Right.
complete.
There we go. Please give me a save. Don't have to do. Oh my god! Don't have to do all that at the forge again. There she is. There we go. Nice. Not so nice. Oh. I thought I was there for some reason. It's a fan. There's a couple of fans. It's about to get tasty. Get ready for the gauntlet. You are fucking joking. Shit. Didn't even know what happened there. I need to find the lay of the land. I need to find out where the little cubby holes are. Fuck you. Right, so we've come into this bit. What's our options? Is that, guess we just run up and down that corridor? Don't really want to get caught in there, do we? Because that shit in there slows us down. Come on, fuckface. There's shit crawling after us as well. Oh my god. Rub. There's a window there. Hopefully you can't attempt it. Run. Feel like running now? We're up in the grill. I got the key. I got secret. Let's get Mr. Shotgun out. Come on. Get closer. That's it. Run. Don't say there's two of them. Something's coming on the right, I can hear it. Maybe not. Here we go. Head's coming off. Get the skanker right now. God, this prick. Come on, juicy tits. Hello. Shit. That was terrible, that was terrible, that was terrible, that was terrible. I told you there was something, I can hear it. As long as you don't bust for that window, we're good. Just keep running in a loop. Ooh, run! No! I was pressing run and he got caught in the fucking doorway. Glitchy as shit. He moves so slowly, even when he's running, he's like... Casual little jog, no worries. Dickhead. Oh, we had him on the run then. That was it. Fuck's sake, we had it, that was the one. We had the sucker. Can't believe that. Glitchy mess. Can be a glitchy mess. So you've got to do it all again now. The fuck? How I got away with that? What is that? Don't know why I keep singing that song. It just brings me comfort. Where is he? Oh, there's another one. No! I got the key. Fucking sick of this turd. Come on, you fucker. Don't dick about. Run. Come on. Not ripped your head off yet? Still going. Skunky. You see me skunking. Here he goes. Risky, risky, risky. Well, I mean you. Me and you, shitface. Where's he gone? There he is. Yes! Fucking hate those things. Whew. There's probably stuff dotted around there that we could have used, but like that. We did pretty well. Pretty well without it. Just checking there's nothing we've missed before we move on. It's so messed up, he just pulls one of his heads off. No. That's it. That's all we're getting. That is all we're getting. Oh my god. For fuck's sake.
Defensive systems powering down.
Yeah, you better power down. Motherfuckers. Hang on, what's this? No. Come on.
The lab. At the heart of the prison.
Sounds like he's turning. Did you hear his voice then?
Doing here.
Oh, fuck me. Look at this lot. Look at this shit. This is Umbrella, isn't it?
Experimenting on the prisoners. Figures.
Mm-hmm.
How long were they doing this? Was the UJC behind this too?
I mean, it's a pretty elaborate setup, so it's probably something that's been going on for years.
Looks like they were trying to see how long it takes to turn into those things.
That is messed up. It is just classic horror though, isn't it? Experiment. Resident Evil, Outlast, there's so many games that follow that storyline. I mean, I don't mind it, but we've seen it 100 times, do you know what I mean? We just know what's coming before we actually see it.
Hey,
Oh god, here we
what are
go.
you doing? I said, what are you doing?
It's only an inhibitor to slow the rate of infection.
You said you could cure her.
I can, with your help. Do you have to trust me? You're wasting time, and she doesn't have much.
All right, fine. Do whatever you need to do.
Just do it. Do it.
Soon everything will become clear.
Will it though?
Why don't you start by telling me about this?
You saw the recordings, you know what happened on Europa?
I have no idea what happened on Europa. I wasn't there when the attack happened.
No, but she was. Are you sure you really want to?
Yes!
Yeah, we do want to know.
As you wish.
Tell us.
What did you do to me?
Give you what you wanted. The curse of knowledge. Your core is linked with hers now. Or at least it will be once the sync is complete. The data won't transfer immediately.
The data.
Her memories will fill in the gaps, give you the answers you seek.
Okay. Just tell me how we can cure her.
You can use this to synthesize an antidote, but you'll need to extract a sample from the warden's alpha.
Is what?
The goal of this madness is ridiculous.
Oh, it's going to be Ferris, isn't it?
During the original outbreak, a colonist known as Subject Zero demonstrated a unique ability to synthesize the biophage, to control it.
Yeah, I heard in the recording something about bigger, stronger.
The next phase of human evolution.
Nice ass.
Fortunately, he was killed during the arc of sterilization. Now, the wardens
Like chicken
replicate
skin.
the conditions of the original outbreak, hoping to recreate Subject Zero as Subject Alpha.
By releasing the virus into prison?
As he would say, evolution doesn't happen in the lab, it happens in the wild.
Yeah, but how can he do this? There's no way he can cover this up.
He's not acting alone. He's part of a group. Dating back centuries, they seek to control the progress of humans.
Oh, dear.
She's waking. Be careful, Jacob. Once synthesized, the antidote will contain the only pure essence of his alpha. He'll want it more than anything. It's the key to all he seeks.
What about you?
I played my part in all of this as well. There's no escape for me. Black iron is where I belong.
Fair enough.
It's you.
Yeah,
What happened?
it doesn't matter. We got what we need. Now let's go finish this. Come on.
Hell
How are
yeah.
you feeling?
Like something's inside my head. Trying to take over.
Hey, just hold on. We'll be there soon.
Just checking we've got all this stuff. The fuck?
Did you see that?
See what?
What?
Nothing. Elevators ahead. Should get us up to the tower.
Let's just check what we got a minute. Not much. Not much.
So, what happened back there? Last thing I remember is those robots jumping us.
Mahler's helping us get the cure.
And you trust her?
Don't got a choice.
Yeah.
Same here.
Ooh, this looks nice.
What is all this?
This is definitely not the UJC.
Who is it?
The fuck? Bit of loot, there you go. Cole's Triumph. Good if you could smash these containers and get all the architect stuff out of it. Sell it. Oh,
Danny?
for fuck's sake.
Danny, where are you?
No way. Makes sense.
Let me go! Look at it! Look at it! What are you talking about? To see! Do you see?
I see a cube.
Jim, what do you got there? What we got here is none of our business. But come on, job to do.
This was our fault.
Really?
That's why she hates us so much. Makes sense now.
No.
Oh, damn.
I tried to protect you. You didn't deserve it.
Your hope it wasn't a terrorist attack. They doctored the footage to cover up what they were planning to test in Black Iron. And the cargo that we transported played a part in both. I could have stopped this. But I didn't.
You made the wrong choice. Now how are you gonna make it right?
Damn. Tough crowd, tough crowd.
Jake, what's wrong? I can't.
Yes, you can. We're almost there.
No, I can feel it. Hear it in my
Oh,
head.
no. Don't give in to the dark
Stay
side.
here. I'm gonna come back when I get the cure.
I can take care of myself. Okay. Make him pay for what he's done.
Oh, I will. That's probably the final console. It's the final console.
UJC Printing.
I mean,
Have a
assuming it
united
is.
day. Stand by. Print finished.
Sorry guys, this is the annoying bit. I wish you could also select more than one quantity of the ammo, do you know what I mean?
Have a united day.
Do you know how to do it for every single one?
In progress. Cycle complete. Excellent choice. Print finished. Please operate responsibly. Have a united day.
Have United Day.
User assumes all liability for use of this print. Cycle complete. Executing. Print finished. UJC
Just gonna get ammo.
the highest quality. Have a united day. In progress. Cycle complete. Executing. Print finished. User assumes all liability for use of this print. Have a united day.
One more skunk, and then I'm gonna buy a medical injector as well. Just in case this is the last
Cycle complete.
print station. I've got a feeling it might be.
Please operate responsibly. Print finished.
Let's go. No, it's not. It's definitely not.
Your methods are rash. You risk too much.
The greater risk is in failing to act, especially when the commonality is finally within our grasp.
What the hell?
And right on time.
He approaches. The survivor.
Shoot him in the face.
Where's the Alpha? Just give me the goddamn antidote. I'm not gonna let her die.
Your friend. I've been watching you. You and your so-called friend. You're not the innocent you claim to be. You've proven that you'll do just about anything to ensure your own survival.
And what about you, huh? Watching people die for fun? Is that your protocol?
No. You are mistaken, Mr. Lee. Protocol isn't about death. It's about life. Our future lies out there. Our destiny. But we were not built for life in space. This fragile shell holds us back. We have to evolve if we are to survive.
Shoot him in the face.
And now, you'll all see why. Proof that my methods are worth the risk. Final contest to determine the
Oh no.
humanity or my out.
Fuck's sake. This dickhead.
Well, 5-2.
At first I thought this was a curse, but then I realized it is a gift. Someone has opened my eyes, shown me my purpose.
You've lost it, mate.
Now, I'm gonna show you.
Oh no. This shit again. We faced this crap in the last part. I'm not a fan of it. Not a fan of it at all. How many fucking rounds you on? I'm dead. I fucking hate it. It's such a stupid mechanic. Dodge, 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 dodge. Fucking dodge. Fucking piece of shit. You can't even run from him. Crap. Fucking crap. Nice. What are you supposed to do? Whoever invented this boss fight needs fucking shooting. This is gonna go on for about an hour. Fucking hell. You see what I mean? I turned the camera slightly, and that's what happened. This was my gripe with the last part. It is ridiculous. You haven't got enough time to change your weapons. Now I'm stuck with the fucking rifle. Off, piece of fucking shit.
You try to run for what you've done.
Sit to the camera, sit to the camera. Shit, you can't even reload. What are you supposed to do against a knob? Fuck's sake. I hate it. Block, dodge, 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 dodge. It's like the guy from The Mask. Dorian. Oh no, he's hulking out. I bet we didn't even get a save over.
Oh my god!
Nice, nice.
There's always a price.
Please get a save. Yes. It's a lot slower now. Oh, nice. Oh my god, that is fuck's sake. That was so cheap. So cheap. Just as my back was turned, I was healing and the fucker summoned a little gimp on the floor. There. I'm going for this guy. Heal quick. Whatever. Charge it. Run. What happened? Nice. This game is a piece of shit. Yeah, fuck you. I'm gonna relish in your corpse, being burnt, char-grilled, salted, peppered, on some toast with some veg. Can't wait for your ass to be dead. Nice. Shit. Oh no. Come on, you dick. Ah, she's stuck behind a fucking table. Quick. Run. Oh, that'll do, that'll do. Fucking leave. No. No. Oh, he smashed my head off. Fuck. I can't believe it. Right, full health. Come on. Yeah. Trying to listen out for these right there, there's one there. Fucking cheap show. You skulking little bitch. More coming. Move. No. No, what's he doing? Shotgun down, maybe. I'm not fucking around with you, dickhead. Nobody wanna fuck with Jam? Nobody wanna fuck with Jam? Ooh, nice. I need to run. Not what I needed. Get up, get up, get up. Come on, he's got to be dead. Is he fucked? Give me a kiss. Yes! Come on! You fucking asshole. That was unnecessary. That's very unnecessary. Shake him. Absolutely shake him. Feels so good. Feels so good. I'd piss in his mouth as well.
Hold on, Danny.
You think you've beaten us? Ferris was weak, an imperfect vessel.
Shoot him in the head.
But in that sample is the key to unlocking a centuries-old dream. That's not failure, Mr. Lee. That's progress. And it belongs to me.
Shoot him in the face.
No, I don't think so.
Please. This is no time for false heroics. Leave the sample and walk away. There's an escape pod up there. To take you back to the life you once had. We can both have everything we want. So tell me, Mr. Lee.
Let me think about it.
What do you want?
I'll tell you what I want. I want my sister back, fucker!
A valiant effort. But surely you know by now, I never lose.
No. This time you do.
Nice.
Such a waste. All this to save one life. Don't think you've stopped us. The data gathered here will carry the protocol to the next phase. As for you...
Self-destruct sequence initiated.
Goodbye, Miss Lampore. And Mr. Lee. I do hope you've enjoyed your stay at Black Iron.
Yeah, it was alright. It's better than a Premier, really.
Run! Move! Hurry!
Just in case.
Just keep going! We gotta get to the escape pods. Almost there! I see pods!
It's only one. It's only one pod. I would have done the same.
You don't know what you're doing!
I didn't. But I do now. I can't keep running from what I've done.
What are you talking about?
What a legend.
Sorry. For everything. I do belong here.
Don't do this! Jacob!
Oh no, look at that.
That transfer worked both ways. He learned more about me, and I learned more about him. In the chaos of the moment, I didn't realize
Danny
he'd also
DLC?
given me the evidence I was looking for all trying to make up for the pain he caused? Or just chasing some kind of redemption? Either way, I hope he found some peace.
Jacob, there might be a way out after all.
Reactor core temporary status activated.
But I'm going to need your help.
No. No way. That fucker was still alive after all that. So there's definitely a sequel, if not DLC coming. For sure. It was a tough game. And that was on normal difficulty, or normal security, should I say. It was a tough ass game. There we go. Oh damn. Oh damn. Well, that is it done, guys. Bit of an anti-climactic ending, if I do say so myself. I was hoping for a little bit more post what happened, but I'm guessing they're sort of leaving that for DLC or another game. So this is going to be the review section. So if those of you are now leaving the video / stream, thank you so much for joining me. Please do remember to leave a thumbs up if you have enjoyed it, and subscribe if you want to see more game playthroughs. Review time. On the whole, I liked it. I thought it was a good experience. I think the only issues that this game has is pacing. Sometimes it feels very, very slow burn. Some of the chapters feel quite mundane, quite boring, whilst other chapters feel quite fast-paced. They're action-packed, and it feels like you're kind of going from swings and roundabouts all the time. And that might be the intention of the developers in the game, but for me, it pissed me off. Also, there is still some glitch and clipping issues. I know there was a post on Twitter about it, and they are looking at that. It is something that's coming in a patch, but I'm reviewing it for the current state that the game's in upon release, and it's annoying as hell. There was a couple of times where I literally got caught in the environment, and it caused me to die. I got caught by the enemy, the boss, or whatever it is, pulled my head off, and it was all because I stood on some weird sort of imaginary sticky treacle on the floor. Caused my character to slow down and not run, and ended up in death, basically. Other than that, the enemies are pretty cool. I liked the variation in the enemies, but I think as you sort of get to the middle / late sort of end of the game, they kind of feel repetitive. You know how to tackle each enemy. Even the two-headed boss I thought was absolutely fantastic, but again, we didn't need to fight that boss 3 more times. And some of the enemies, you just get used to how to take them down. Once you've known, you know, the mechanics of it, and you learn the way around the fights, it doesn't feel as challenging. The only real challenge is the damn camera and the dodge mechanic, which I'm going to go on to in a minute. But I hated both of them. The camera is not your friend, and I know you can go into the options and turn off the camera shake, and or reduce the intensity of the camera shake, which will help you focus on the enemy in front of you. Especially if you're fighting Ferris, you'll need that. But for me, why put the mechanic in there if you absolutely need to go into the settings to turn it off to give yourself an easier experience? The game is tough. I found a lot of the sections unnecessarily tough. It didn't really feel or warrant any kind of difficulty spike. I don't mind difficulty in games. I'm a massive FromSoft fan. I've done loads of games like, you know, Dark Souls, Demon Souls, Elden Ring. I've platinumed a couple of them. I'm no stranger to tough games, but this, in places, just felt unnecessarily tough. It just didn't justify what the hell, you know, the difficulty was for. And also, I feel as it got to sort of midway through, it kind of ran out of steam. The story was quite solid in the beginning. I was quite intrigued. I was quite pulled in. As we got to the halfway point, I didn't really care what was going on. It was obvious as well what was going on. We knew that there was some sort of experiment on one of Jupiter's moons, Callisto. We know that there was an outbreak within the prison. We know that there's a head honcho, a corporate figure somewhere, pulling the strings, trying to get money, or trying to sort of relive his weird evil dream of branching out into other worlds or branching out his power. It's always the way. We've seen it in so many games. Games like Resident Evil, you know, Outlast even, Visage does it a little bit, but 9 out of 10 horror games that you mention, you can sit there and almost plan out the plot, and we've seen this done to death. And for me, I don't think there was enough in the story for it to be unique and to feel credible in its own right. I think a year or two on, I will probably forget most of this game, most of the story, and that's not a great experience if you're coming away from a horror game not remembering much of it. All that really happens is there's a virus on a prison. They've used inmates in the prison to essentially test this sort of protocol, to test the squiddies, and it's causing them to mutate. That's the end of, and there's always a corporate figure there, so that the story is incredibly bland, I would say, incredibly predictable. There was a couple of little twists and turns near the beginning and towards the middle of the game, and I feel that is where the game is at its strongest. The enemies feel new. There's loads of different types of enemies being thrown at you. The atmosphere is great throughout, I think, but again, it tails off towards the end. You get used to the jump scares, you get used to stuff jumping out of boxes, you get used to something lurking around the corner, so you're prepared for it. And I think the jump scares wear off pretty thin as you go towards make your way through the game, but especially towards the mid to late game. Characters were okay. I don't think there was anything special about, you know, Jacob's character. Didn't really care all that much for Danny either, really. Again, it's something that we've seen time and time again before, and in my opinion, it's been done better in other games. I don't think it was a bad experience overall, but there's some real issues there that will stop this from becoming sort of a high-end need to purchase type of game. It wasn't too bad in terms of length. I've seen a lot of gripes online about people saying, oh, you know, it's only 10 hours, 12 hours, but it does really depend on your skill in the game. If you have a harder difficulty and you really take your time exploring the areas, it could take you up to 18 to 20 hours. I had this one on medium security. I explored most of what I could, but at sort of like a fairly quick pace, and I still had quite an experience with it. I don't think the length of the game is always a bad thing, as long as it's packed with content and it's packed with something that's going to keep you coming back. And at times I did feel the game did this quite well, but unfortunately half the time at least, if not most of the time, I felt like it was very much a hash and repeat. For example, like I said, that two-headed creature that you fight on the elevator and you're going towards the tram sort of system, that felt amazing. It felt new, it felt unique. You had to learn how to take the enemy down, and when you did, you had a sense of accomplishment. But then you fight the same enemy just in slightly different environments 2 or 3 more times, and it just felt unnecessary. It felt like they ran out of ideas towards the end of the game. It felt a little bit rushed for me, and I don't know why, because it's been delayed a fair few times, and it worries me that actually it's been delayed and we still got what I feel is a fairly unpolished product. And I don't want to shit on the game too much, because I did have a good experience with it, but I think overall there's games out there that do it better. And if you're just coming into this just for the horror experience, Outlast 2, Visage, even some of the Resident Evil games, 7 and Village, in my opinion, are really, really good horror titles to pick up. Madison's meant to be quite good. You know, there's games out there that are less action orientated, or some just as action orientated, and feel stronger in the horror department. Don't get me wrong, I did have some genuine jump scares on this one. I did jump quite a few times, but it loses that flair, whereas games like Resident Evil and Outlast keep that intensity through the whole damn game. Even if you go to, like, you backtrack quite a lot in those games, you go to the same areas, but the jump scares are unique, the enemies you fight are unique, and even when you're fighting the same enemies, it still feels quite dynamic in its own way. Unfortunately, this one doesn't feel like that. Once you power up your guns, once you recognize what each enemy is like and how to take them down pretty easily, it becomes a bit of a shooter. It becomes a little bit of a sci-fi shooter, which some people aren't going to complain and not going to snuff at. But if this is going down the horror route purely, it doesn't feel as strong as an entry as some of the other games that I've mentioned. I don't think it's as strong as the Dead Space original either. I haven't played it myself, but I've seen quite a lot of gameplay. I've seen others play it, and it feels scarier, it looks scarier, it feels more unique. This one, I think, is a nice bolt-on to that story. And again, in the lore, I'm not sure where this sits. Some have said that this is technically Dead Space 4, although it's called the Callisto Protocol just by name. This one is Dead Space 4. But I certainly don't think it's the strongest out of any of the series. But it's still worth a play. I think it's worth the price tag, because I bought this one for £50. If it was a full price £70, I would say don't buy it yet. Hang fire and wait for it to drop down. If you're into the Dead Space franchise, or you're into sci-fi shooters, horror, space type games, I think you will enjoy this one, and I think it is probably worth your money in sort of buying now. If you're not that bothered, there's some great games coming up. The Witcher 3 update's coming soon as well, which I keep harping on about. You've probably got an extensive catalogue that same as I have, and I don't think it's that urgent. Probably wait till Christmas, wait for it to be bought for you as a gift, or just save up and buy it in a couple of months when likely the price is going to drop. So yeah, story-wise, it was okay. Very predictable though in terms of the scenery, the set pieces, sort of the whole corporate use people that are inmates as a, you know, test subjects type of moral compass story. That was really predictable. Unfortunately, there wasn't many twists in there. It didn't relate to the characters that much, although I absolutely loved the gruesome death scenes. The amount of ways you can die in this game is absolutely brilliant, and they did spend a lot of time coming up with different ways to kill Jacob off, the poor guy. But it reminds me very much of the Tomb Raider games, especially the newer ones, where you can go through different sections of the game, face different enemies or different sort of hazards in the environment, and Lara's got like almost hundreds if not thousands of different ways to die, and it feels like that in this game, and it adds an element of humor. I don't think it's supposed to be funny. It's probably supposed to make it feel unique and in scenario sort of gameplay feels, but for me it was a really nice touch, a nice flair, and I was quite interested to see how many ways that he could die, how many gruesome ways he could have his head ripped off, his eyes poked out, his spine twisted, his legs pulled off, just getting pimp slapped into next year. It was just there was just so many ways that I died, and it actually made me laugh. And it's something that's not done in a huge amount of games. The only one I can recall it's done in quite well and quite a lot is Tomb Raider, so maybe there's some influences from that in that respect. But the weapons were fun to use as well. I loved using the glove, especially when you could sort of force pull them and then chuck them into the spikes on the wall. My personal favourite was the skunk gun. Absolutely loved it. Just a nice little powerhouse of a gun. We didn't even get a chance to use the auto pistol, but in all honesty, you tend to pick what weapons you favour the most. The rifle's good obviously for distance, but again I tended to favour the combat shotgun, more so the skunk gun, and sometimes the hand cannon. And it does feel that as you progress, I like using the printer as well. When you level up the weapons, it does genuinely feel that you're gaining in power. And there's still that survival horror element where you're sort of worrying about whether you should buy ammo, whether you should upgrade your guns, should you buy a health pack or a health injector. It's balancing that worry out, and it does add an element of tension to the game. But as you get towards the sort of latter end of the game, you tend to just go with ammo and health. Even if you don't really upgrade your guns all that much, you can still kind of safely cruise through the game by not upgrading, because none of my guns were fully upgraded. Most of them were sort of at the mid-tier, but I had a fairly easy time. Especially shout out to Blitz, who gave me that tip about pulling the people in with the glove, and then just smashing them with the baton as well. So if you force pull them in, don't sort of hold it, just one tap it sucks them in towards you, and then you can smash them with the baton and it stuns them instantly. So that's a little bit of a trick and a tip. It's probably going to get patched, but it gave me a little bit of an easier time with the combat. I didn't like the stealth sections, although they were tense, and I think they were necessary. I didn't like them. There's also a lot of gauntlet type areas where you go into an open type area, there's barrels everywhere, you've just got to clear out enemies. You move on to another sort of area, you do the same, and the enemies tend to be roughly the same, or there'll be the same variation of enemy in that area. I personally liked the clicker tentacle type enemies that were almost blind, couldn't see you, and that bit where you're sneaking through the factory and you have to shiv all of them basically and plan out your route and sneak about was quite fun. Even though I didn't like the sneaking elements in most games, I thought it was quite well done. Ferris can do one, and this is one of my other, probably my absolute biggest gripe with this game is the dodge mechanic. I absolutely hate it. I think it's done the game a disjustice. I think people will absolutely uninstall, rage quit, smash the disc up, not play it again, just based on that dodge mechanic. Let me know in the comments, guys, if you've had any issues with the dodge mechanic, but I think it's absolutely diabolical, in the words of Butcher. It's just, there's no need for it. I mean, if it's a quick time event, fine. If you have to sort of, if you get button prompts on the right stick and you have to tilt it and all that kind of thing, fine. But you get no button prompts, even if you go to the accessibility options and it auto dodges, which it doesn't really. You still have to time your dodge. You have to time swaying left to right or block. 9 times out of 10, it doesn't work. The timing's really, really off. And also, if you tilt the camera ever so slightly during those encounters, it can result in instant death, which is what happened to me in both encounters when I faced Ferris. I was dodging, and just because I needed to get him in the center of the camera, because that's where the sort of invisible lock-on mechanic is, I tilted the camera ever so slightly to get him back in the center of the frame, and because the game was like, nah, you've moved, it just almost took it like my character wasn't facing him, and then he just one-banged me with a back fist. And it happened so many times. And I think, again, that fight with Ferris, it was just a copy and paste of the first fight. That final boss is pretty disappointing for me. I liked when he morphed into the huge thing and you had to sort of pick off a few enemies around the area, shoot his face to get his shield down, move around, pick up the ammo. I liked it. I think it could have been done better. But the first stage of that last fight is literally a copy and paste of the first encounter when he's hulked up. And you just got to dodge, counter attack with a baton, stun him, shoot him in the back, dodge, counter attack, shoot him in the back. And it's rinse and repeat. And it goes on a little bit too long, I think. If you want to do that in the first encounter, fine. But we don't need to do that again in the last fight. Especially when the mechanic itself, I feel, is absolutely broken. It doesn't work well with the game. And I think it will put a lot of new players off. I don't know if that mechanic was in the Dead Space series or if it's something completely new to this game. Either way, I think it's shit and I don't like it. Again, if it was replaced with quick time events, fine. Even if you have to button mash or even tilt in the controller, but at least like give you some sort of idea of which way you need to go. Because by the time you look at the screen, and I'm pretty good with my reactions, if you look at the screen and you think, yeah, he's going to swing his left arm, so I'll have to dodge to the left or the right, whichever way it's coming at me. So surely that, no, doesn't make sense. And sometimes the game just says, fuck you. Even if you do dodge to the correct side, you still get hit, and there's just no rhyme or reason to it. And it caused me a lot of frustration, as you will see in the last part that I did towards the end, sort of the last hour, when I got stuck on that Ferris fight, and also this one in the last half an hour as well. It just causes mass frustration, and the combat itself, I think, doesn't need that dodge mechanic. If you want to put a block in there, fine. If you want to dodge, okay, but make it a little bit more intuitive with the controller. You can't put it on the same stick as the movement, because this ain't a first-person game. Although it's like they're trying to make it a first-person, quick-time action, but it's all on the same stick. It just doesn't feel as fluid as it should to me. That's just my opinion, but scrap the dodge mechanic. I hated it. Also didn't like the pacing all that much, and the story was a bit bland. So if I was to give this a rating out of 10, guys, it's probably a 7. It's slightly above average, I would say, as a game. Beautiful graphics, grotesque environments, beautiful lighting, loved the cutscenes, the voice acting was good. Gunplay is okay. I liked the use of the guns, I liked the use of the gadgets and the equipment. But other than that, the downsides are dodge mechanic, massive issue there. Still clipping and glitching issues, and just unnecessarily, and it can cause you to die sometimes unnecessarily, and it causes rage. Story's a bit bland, characters were a bit meh, and then, like I said, some of the gameplay is a bit cut and paste. You go to a new environment, you fight through a gauntlet, you have to find a door fuse, you unlock the door fuse, go through, fight a boss-ish of the area. And even that, like I keep saying, the two-headed boss was great on that first encounter on the lift as it was moving. But then we fought it again, and then again, and then again, and we fought it 2 or 3 more times after that. We knew how to take it down. The environment was just slightly different. You might have a few windows you can hop through, but essentially you just run in a circle, hit it a few times, run in a circle, hit it a few times till it pulls its head off, and you just rinse and repeat. And it kind of doesn't give you that feeling of you're under attack, you're under pressure. This is a survival horror. It should have slightly different elements to it that really force you to worry, panic, and think. But once you've got that mechanic down and how to take that enemy out, it's not terrifying in any way, shape, or form. It then becomes a shooter, basically, which is not what this game is pitching itself to be, I would imagine. So that's my gripes. Story's a bit poo, predictable. Voice acting is very good, but the characters are bland. The enemies themselves become a bit repetitive towards the latter end of the game. Huge clipping issues still. Lots of glitches in there, unfortunately, still, and it can cause you to die, and that dodge mechanic is the absolute worst. So that is why it's got a 7. But it's worth a purchase at the price tag if you like the franchise, if you like the kind of genre of the game. If you're not that bothered and you've got a lot of stuff in your library like me, I would say wait for Christmas for this one, see if someone buys it for you, or wait for sort of end of January, early Feb for the sales, and you might get it at a discounted price, in which case then yeah, pick it up and give it a go. But there we go, Callisto Protocol done. 7 out of 10. It's okay, it's okay. I loved some elements of it, hated some other elements of it, and it felt like a little bit of a drag, a little bit of a slog towards the middle end of the game. Loved the first section, loved the first bit, loved the first half, and then it just got worse. It became repetitive, the glitching got worse, hated the dodging, and then it just kind of nosedived for me. If it had the same pace, the same encounters, variation in enemies, different environments as it did in the first sort of half, and that dodge mechanic wasn't as heavy in the boss fights, I would have probably given it a higher rating. And if the story was a little bit, you know, tuned up a bit more, a little bit more creative, I would have liked it a bit more. But that's my thoughts. Let me know in the comments, guys, what you think of the game. If you've completed it, did you like the ending? What was your gripes? What did you like? Let me know. Until the next playthrough, until the next video or stream, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you again very soon. Peace.